And where we left off, oops. Hope I saved everything. I did. Colleen had, well, the entire session was Hugo and Cap take the ship out and flee from the Galactic Mandate, specifically the Derringer. Get to the edge of the system and book it, heading towards Ara Biolis. Dude and Nemo tried to track down Colleen, while Colleen was being evasive and went back to the estate. Dude and Nemo stayed in House Charon and got themselves and Colleen some IDs. We pick back up the next day. We're on the 15th of February. And Colleen.
When did we arrive on this planet? That was 3 days ago, correct?
You trying to figure out when your quantum computer guy is in?
Yes.
You've got 2 more days after this one.
Yep. So my calculation is correct. That's what I was asking.
Yep.
Just wasn't entirely sure if I counted it right.
Yeah, you've this is your 3rd day on this planet.
It's okay. It's the house to herself. Mostly.
Well, sorry, this
Nice.
is actually your 4th day, but you had tried to find that guy. No, that was on the 11th.
Now, shortly after arrival.
Yep.
We got to the house, we rented the house. Got the camera set up.
Oh, I know why I'm
shopping.
because I'm looking at the as if we were in the last session. So actually, he's there tomorrow. Because today's the 15th.
There we go. Well, she goes to work.
Well, this is going to be a fun session.
You arrive to work 15 minutes late. Your boss is annoyed. Roll for persuasion.
All right.
And we lose Emma, and we gain the 2 that we've been waiting for.
Oh, we get Mel and Hugo at the same time?
Not at the
Within a
same
minute or
time.
2 of each other.
Welcome to the game. We just started, so you haven't missed anything.
Sorry if I delayed things. I had planned it out so that I'd be home with about 20 minutes to spare before game time, and then someone moved time.
Yes, yes, it's fine. I expect we'll actually have this problem for a couple more weeks because Hugo typically, or Ben, you said that you typically have something that butts right up against the beginning of the game.
We normally eat around about 3 o'clock, so yeah, I'll see if they can do it earlier, but yeah.
If you can't, no worries. I totally understand family thing, and while you guys are all split up, it makes it easier for me. I can just do somebody else. It was only difficult today because we had one person in one group gone and one person in another group gone, and all I had was Colleen all on her own. But we've already started, so Colleen heads off to work.
This was data entry.
Yeah, there's not really too much that we can roleplay out on that.
The hell you say?
If this were a different type of game,
Be creative.
then there absolutely would be something there, but it really is just code data entry. You're not writing code, you're just entering somebody else's code.
Please describe the code I'm seeing. What is it about?
It's code to count things.
Alright, what is it counting?
So I'm going to go ahead and go over to Dude and Nemo. I don't know, Nick. I hadn't really put that much detail into the job that Colleen's not going to be keeping for very long.
It's accounting software. It's literally counting.
It's counting. It's counting beans.
Actually, no, they've got her calculating
Actual
pi.
beans.
Was there anything that you wanted to do while at that workplace?
Yeah, she's actually looking for, or rather multitasking and looking through message boards to kind of find out where the cool people her age hang out on the STEM planet.
Okay.
So she has the feeling they might know where there might be something like a hacker underground or that sort of thing.
Well,
That and some socializing would be nice.
even for Colleen, that would be difficult to do while she's literally expected to be typing just reams of code in. Because of course, it's not like she can. It's not like a book or writing where she can just memorize the entire paragraph and then type that while reading something else, and that would be an incredible feat to begin with. So she gets, she can pause, flex her wrists, massage her hands, do all the things that seem typical for somebody who's just sitting there typing, and take a minute out of those little stretches. And of course, she's given breaks and lunch and all that, so she can spend some time there. We'll actually come back to that because the employer himself may have some suggestions or input. What are Hugo and Nemo doing?
Dude. Anyway.
Dude and Nemo.
Yeah.
Hugo's currently flying away.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Continue with that. You're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
As Mike had pointed out in the discussion thread, I didn't. Nemo, it's dude would have no problem if Nemo had wanted to put in some of his own input on what his fake name would be, with the
Not at
ideas
all.
that.
Not at all. He specifically told Dude to go ahead and pick one.
So yes, Nemo is going under the name Daniel Day.
Isn't that like an actual famous name or something?
Daniel Day-Lewis,
And
yes.
it was, yeah.
Okay.
He's an actor.
Okay.
Darius Rucker is also the former lead singer for Hootie and the Blowfish.
And who's Darlene Joy? Or Darlene,
Darlene
Lovejoy?
Lovejoy? Nobody. Just started with D. Colleen wasn't participating, and Dude is kind of annoyed, so she didn't get a cool name. She just got a D.
Okay. All right. What are Nemo and Dude doing as their day starts?
Well, so we've got our papers. We've got a. Did we got a place to stay, or didn't we?
Yes,
Another
you did.
place, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
that's right.
Yes.
The Inventors Hostel.
Yes, the incubator.
Are we going to be the next big startup on this planet? Jeez. Well, I mean, dude's his intention is to basically lay low, but he also wants to make sure that we Colleen is at least brought back safely into the fold, so we can get the hell off this planet. Does this does the area that we're in, for one thing, is there some sort of like basic online public directory? Like you can pull something up and be like, okay, what's in this area?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So a more futuristic Google Maps.
Yes.
Cool.
This is what Colleen's going to be using, in fact. You can even arrange it by layers.
Nice.
Cool people, smart people. Do Venn diagrams where you combine them
Yeah, I was
both.
gonna say, I want a Venn diagram for that.
Yeah. What's the overlap on that? Yeah. Well, no, you got cool people, smart people, weird people, and I really want to see where the Venn diagram falls on that.
It's not quite that abstract. It's actually more a heat map of certain professions and statuses.
Gotcha.
Where do actual family members of House LaRue frequent? Where do the people who are working in computing frequent? You guys over in House Charon, where do the cyberneticists frequent? Where do the people who've had cybernetics done frequent?
Gotcha. Boy, that's nice that that's publicly available information. It's a little creepy that that's publicly available information.
It doesn't give specific individuals, although
I know.
for the actual family members of the house, basically the governing body of the city, because it's such a smaller population, it is more specific. But it doesn't.
Obvious.
Huh?
I said, obviously, they don't have a problem with assassinations, because that would be really easy to abuse.
To be fair, assassinations seem like they should be way, way easier to pull off than history has dictated.
Except for the ones where, the occasional ones where somebody basically stumbled on the famous person and assassinated them. But yeah, no, it killing someone is generally a lot harder than you think.
Yeah. There's a lot of people and a lot of protective measures that go into things.
Mm-hmm. And society as a general frowns on it. But the place we're staying in isn't costing like a crap ton of money, right?
No, you're staying there for free. As long as you're willing to, basically mentor and tutor some of the young inventors.
Right. Yeah. Are there any requests for that sort of thing from Dude on his schedule for the day? Because I'm assuming they would schedule it ahead of time.
No, but he does have not for that, but he does have some just kind of meetings, or not meetings, but meet and greets.
Okay. To kind of kill time before he has to go to any of those. Dude's gonna go to whatever their local equivalent of a public library is.
Okay.
And he's gonna spend time looking at basically two things. One thing is just pulling up local music.
Okay.
And just sort of listening to what it's like, seeing what's been popular, what is popular, and things like that, and just listening to, just getting exposed to, what music is like on this place. Their library and their network systems are pulling at least basic data from out system, right?
Yeah, as much as they can. There are sections in the library. Well, there's a section in the library that is extrasolar.
Mm-hmm.
there are, of course, warnings made clear that this information is not always up to date and isn't it isn't curated by any March authority, so no certification as to its authenticity is made.
Cool. That actually is more useful. He will also.
The library is just about the noisiest place he's been in so far. All of the book, actual book or disk or chip retrieval is done robotically. Sorry,
Cool.
Mel, you've been replaced.
Damn robots taking her jobs.
I'll survive.
Don't worry, this is like 1,000 years away, so you'll be dead by then.
And an entirely different planet.
Well, yes, that too.
But he's going to look through the extrasolar for any general information or any random information that has ever popped up about the Raza. He's, even the weird conspiracy theories and stuff like that. He's just curious what the rest of the universe thinks of it, especially in some place random like this. But also any other random information, stories, articles, or anything about his band and the story behind what happened with his band.
Okay. So that's going to occupy some time from him. Nemo.
Do you want me to make like a no check or anything like that, just to...
Not yet.
Okay, cool.
Well, actually, I suppose I should get those early, just so that I have them percolating in the back of my mind as to how much information you and Colleen get. So, Colleen, yours would be an int connect. Yeah, she's not really putting programming skills to use for this. Dude. Well, it's still computers. Nick, what skill check would you think would be relevant for what Colleen is searching for?
For what Colleen is searching for? Honestly, Connect makes sense because she's not coding anything. She's basically using existing communication systems to find the people.
Yep,
that wants to find. So.
Okay. That was my first instinct, and should have just stuck with it. So yeah, int connect. Dude, an int no would be most appropriate for you.
You think no, not like administer, because I mean no is
administer would be fine too.
I was gonna say no is more like you remembering it, whereas administer I feel like would be good for going through the systems and figuring out.
No is also a kind of a catch-all for your education and research, but administer works just fine.
Cool.
And while you two are rolling super high there, Nemo.
Int administer?
Yes. Mel, what we talked about with your special gift, I'm willing to implement that right now if you want.
Sure. Yeah. We'll definitely be doing that, and while also listening in general, he will very particularly be listening for anything, any mentions of Alter Mercure, and trying to research more on the name and the person himself, see if he can figure out anything about who might be looking for her.
Okay. So the first part, regarding the little internal black box, I've described before that Nemo doesn't directly interact with it. He receives output from it, and he can send input to it. It is an internal computer all by itself.
Right.
But after that, well, the output that went past him yesterday, he can start kind of, well, hate to say fiddling about, but fiddling about in however Nemo does, and learns that he can send an input for the espionage software inside to specifically keep that ear open for those
Yep,
keywords.
You will do that.
What keywords do you want his software looking for?
Audrey McCure.
Okay.
And how many keywords can I input?
1 per chameleon skill level. Well, one. Yeah, whatever your chameleon skill level is, that many.
Yes. Would Audrey McCure be 1 or 2?
That'd be 1.
Then I can add 1 more. Then we'll do Raza, the other.
Okay. And then in addition to that, you said that he is just kind of listening around among people.
Yes, and he'll try to do some independent research as well on trying to figure out who exactly Audrey McCure is or was and who might be looking for her.
Okay. How does he go
without drawing attention to himself?
So he's not actually going around asking?
No, he'll more passively listen and look up information.
Okay. That is the wrong thing. Hang on. Okay. We'll start with that one because it's actually quite a bit easier. At least for a large piece of information. There is a Mercure Core, not really headquarters, but a corporate holding in a different city. It's actually the farming city on March, or on Lamiera. But that city also has additional stock or market share in the things that Mercure Core is also known for, which is pharmaceuticals. And a little bit of genetic crop modification.
Okay.
That part of information is really easy to come by. Go ahead and do a int administer on search. I assume he's using or accessing the computer for this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And welcome back, Emma.
There you go.
So, did you get a chance to see anything that I posted about the Zoe LaRue search results?
Where did you post that?
Under the recap. Essentially, one whole section was search hits that came up but had been scrubbed. The actual message board post, or sometimes the entire message board thread or message board. The article, it doesn't exist, but it still gets archived. The search result that would have linked to it still gets archived, and so there's whatever word or words you're looking up, along with a little bit of context surrounding them. And now obviously this only comes up if whatever context was saved by the search result includes the words you're looking up. So it doesn't just magically have the entire article. in bits and pieces, as long as you keep searching for the next part. But if if the search result had the word Raza in it in its little blurb that's supposed to link to the article, then you got that little bit. The Raza has come up on articles here and there.
He's not searching for the Rasa. There. He's leaving to the to the black box scan.
Oh, okay.
For the searching, he's solely focused on Odor Mercure.
That he finds nothing. Nothing except for other people that have similar names, but this Planet Search algorithm is pretty stringent about results. So if Audrey and Mercure aren't in the same sentence, where the algorithm might think they were attached to the same person, it's not coming up as a result. So even those miscellaneous Audrey, who works for Mercure Corps, if they come up at all, they're at the bottom of a very small list.
So, no fuzzy string matching?
Nope. Fuzzy is messy.
Yes, it is. Incredibly so.
Yeah, I did a Google search the other night where I was searching for a very specific way something was spelled, and Google, of course, initially said, "Did you mean we did a search for this instead? Did you mean this?"
Yes, quite helpfully.
Yes.
Did you mean this totally different thing? No.
Well, it was the same thing, just spelled differently, and I was looking for that specific spelling because that's how it's spelled. And when I clicked on, yes, I did mean it exactly as I typed it, it still gave me the exact same results.
Well, in all fairness, you can order Google to specifically search for exactly that.
I know, I could have put it in quotes, but at that time I was like, it's not here, I'm done. It was still an annoying little sequence of events.
As many Google searches are.
Well, they're for the masses. For everything else, you have the tools to refine.
Yeah. So I'll come back to you, Mel, unless there's anything else. Okay. Colleen, proceeding throughout her day. That result is she's able to use the tools available to very easily figure out what kind of crowd she's looking for. There isn't so much a here's where all the hackers are, but there definitely is a here's where the code kiddies and
that's
the cool kids.
kind of what she was looking for, because given how this planet seems to scrub information, I don't think there would be a sign saying hackers here. She's specifically looking for the code kiddies that basically have an interest in that, because if something like that exists, they're probably nowhere.
Okay. Is she looking for an age range on... I keep calling them code kiddies, but the coders?
Her age and up, basically.
Okay. So, all of them.
Teenagers, young adults. The hip crowd. Hipsters.
So, her age up to, say, 45?
Sure. Though at that point it might get creepy if you have the 45-year-olds hanging out with the 17, 18-year-olds.
I'm just trying to narrow down because you said her age and up.
Yeah, that's why I said teenager, young adult after that.
Okay, so her age up to young adult, what do you consider, 25?
Yeah, in that, I mean, if there's like the old fossil that's been there since the inception of whatever data net they have, and it's like beloved by all, sure.
So
Okay.
they're equivalent of Richard Stallman.
Yes.
Well, remember, you're getting a heat map based on the filters you put in and the separate layers that you put in. So you can she can quite easily say, from 15 to 25, and older people might be there, but unless she's got a separate filter over there that's checking for that and marking that as a different color on the heat map, then it wouldn't
But yeah,
matter.
it's
She can look at
mostly
where the mass of them
specified
are.
her age and young adults, let's say up to 25, even 30. But basically, interest in coding, where do they congregate?
Okay. And yes, you guys are right. This would be a massive, massive privacy issue, but you're already on a planet which literally deletes things from the internet successfully.
That's what I was gonna say. It's actually super easy to do. So it's like that.
So we're in the galactic version of China.
I told you, they mapped out the complete routes of patrols and activity on military bases based on Fitbits with
Oh,
public available information. So
Yeah.
it's not hard to do.
No,
And the
it
Russians-
isn't, but you're searching it with readily made tools that you
Yeah.
don't even have to try and
So
cobble
did
together.
they.
Well, yeah, and what was it? The Russian army had to tell their soldiers to stop posting shit to Instagram.
Yeah, that too.
Yes, because they kept posting to the Ukraine.
All of the examples you're giving me are going to different places and correlating the data. You're at one site. You're at Google Maps to get all this.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how you can do it. It's
Okay.
basically just analyzing metadata.
Yeah. This is just it's acknowledged.
But yeah, the Russian thing was specifically because they kept posting from the Ukraine, where they were certainly not supposed to be.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
Okay. And yeah, to finish up, yeah, she's able to very easily manage to get more or less exactly what she's looking for and pin down a couple of not bars but arcades.
Like
Even
arcades don't
better.
even exist now. How do they
Well,
exist
they-
in the future?
They do on Lamiera.
Uh-huh.
They came back.
They never left.
Just like there's a single Blockbuster store left in the world.
Oh yeah.
Blockbuster. That's
Yes,
right.
there is a single. It's the last one left. Quick,
The
Nick,
last of its kind.
roll to see if this. Have Mike roll to see if this arcade has a setup of those kick-ass BattleTech machines.
Does it?
Did you roll?
Well, what do you want me to roll?
Well, Matt's the one that said you had to roll. So Matt, what do you want him to roll?
No, I said have Mike roll. I
Um,
said initially, and then I corrected myself because what would her roll be? So now have Mike roll.
Well, if I don't have one, it's gotta be fixed.
uh,
Fucking devil.
no, it would be pilot for the actual machines.
Oh yeah.
And
That one?
yeah, it does. It has an entire bank of them.
Restore them,
I've
sell
been-
them. They're worth a lot of money.
Oh no, these are functional.
That works.
They're
Lead
they're,
is a pilot.
they're not 1,000 years old. They are modern. All right, and we'll hit dude's results real quick before finding
'Cause-
out what Cap and Hugo are up to. Flying through
Dude's
outer
results
space.
sucked.
Because dude's results sucked. So I didn't write this down. Dude actually was looking for Raza and his band, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And then local music and stuff.
Well, what he finds on the Raza, it actually isn't too difficult to find because there are the reports of them being terrorists. There are the reports of them being lizard people. You remember that was
Standard stuff.
Yeah, pretty much standard stuff. Um, it finds a deep section of conspiracy stuff. They work for Spectre. They work for Union. They actually work for Mercure.
They were lizard people.
They were lizard people. I don't think you were there for that. That was one of our beginning episodes, Mel. Nothing particularly helpful or informative, however.
Yeah.
And nothing about him or his band.
Oh well.
Alright. In Metaspace, you guys, Hugo and Cap set
Meanwhile, in Metaspace.
off your drill late yesterday, and so you're about 10 hours in.
10 hours into, sorry, how many? It was, what, 2 days?
Yeah, it's a 2-day trip for you. Did you want Hugo to be just piloting the first part of it all the way, or was he gonna
No,
set
Cap
it up
will,
and then take a break?
Cap will relieve him.
Okay. Are either of
Since
you
she can do that.
okay? Are either of you doing anything in particular?
Don't believe
Um,
so. Hugo's just chilling, mainly trying to get to know the little kid a bit more.
Okay.
Cap will actually sit down with him. Before, like, in the changing of pilots, and say, sorry for getting you into this.
Yeah, I didn't think. I mean, I knew it was serious, but I didn't think it was that bad.
Well, the Derringer has tried to shoot us out of the sky more than one. Well, at least one time. We ran into them. How long ago was it, Mike? It's been a couple of months, right?
All the way back on
Ran Lalati.
yeah.
We had
That
just done
was
some.
yeah, that was back in October.
Yeah. She'll just say some time ago. We've been kind of trying to stay out of their way since we got away. Not. We haven't done anything for the last several months that would rouse suspicion, at least as far as I know. But well, they know that the crew of the Raza is alive. The Union had reported us dead.
Right.
And so Cap explains to, basically she brings Hugo up to date from the time they woke up.
So does she tell him that they've all lost their memory?
Yep.
There's a conversation. So
yeah, there's going to be a lot to process there.
Yep.
Yeah, so basically she says, full disclosure, she's like, and please be patient and wait until I'm done telling the story. And she tells him.
Yeah, Hugo just like nodding throughout, just thinking.
So as far as any of us know, we didn't commit those crimes.
Right.
And given that she's like, as far as we know, it could all be fabricated. It could all be lies. Because we don't remember. And whoever those people were, none of us wants to be them again.
Seems like you've had a interesting time.
You could put it that way. She said,
Certainly. So, like, and the others, did they know the full... The others on the ship, do they know the full extent, or what?
Everyone on the crew, everyone who is a crew member of the ship knows the truth. That we lost our memories, woke up.
By that you mean the actual PCs, because we haven't told all the NPC crews this, have we?
Yes, we have.
Yeah? Oh, never mind.
Yep,
then.
Cap
Yeah, I
did.
think we had a ship meeting about that, didn't we?
Yep.
Cap
Yep,
flaps
we-
to everybody.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough.
Question though. Does she tell him about the Doomsday device?
No.
So not quite full disclosure.
Not quite full disclosure. No, she didn't tell anybody about that. Mostly full disclosure. And she looks at him, she's like, I'm putting a lot of trust in you.
Yeah. Any chance I can get my my refund for the housing now? You know, before we all like die. Just so I know I'm good.
Refund for the housing? Sorry.
Yeah,
I
you
might have
know. The 9K I spent on the apartment. Yeah.
thought Cap spent that money.
No.
Am I wrong,
Wait,
Mike?
I'm using the wrong fucking
You're
voice
wrong.
anyway.
Yeah, no,
I've
I
been using
think
the wrong voice all the time.
You
Yes, I spent-
rented it?
I spent 9K in the accommodation for the apartment and whatnot.
yeah, I believe that did come straight out of Hugo's.
It
Okay,
is under
yeah,
his
so
name in
that
his
was an
account.
out of character question because I like the player honestly didn't remember.
Yes, it was. I paid for it, seeing as it looked more reasonable, seeing as I've been here before.
That's right. No, Cap would have remembered. I didn't.
Hmm.
Cap will nod and say, "Yeah, I'll make sure you get the credit shit for it."
It's just so I can maybe help bribe my way out of this situation if it comes to that. Full disclosure.
As long as you don't tell anybody what you know.
No, mainly just to do what I did for you and get out of this place, if it comes to that.
I sincerely hope it doesn't. I really respect your skills as a pilot, and we need you.
One sec. Let me just compad recording. Say that again.
She chuckles and doesn't say anything.
Damn, it's worth a shot. Yeah, I'll stop the recording.
Uh, and she says, we have a deal, and I will make sure you get paid. You will pretty much be the only paid person on this ship.
I mean,
Everyone
it's
else
mainly so
pretty
I can
much
just.
works.
It's mainly
Pretty
so I
much
can go
everybody just
racing.
works for room and board.
I mean, yeah. Whenever I'm on land, I shall be going racing with that money, pretty much. Bit of a hobby. Or habit, depending on how you look. Keeps
Sounds like it's a
me
little
right.
bit of a dangerous habit.
What
He's
do you
still down
mean?
at 2 hit points.
And after these 2 days, I'll get some hit points back.
We have a med bay,
Oh, good.
by the way.
Who do I see about that?
Is it automated?
I was gonna say I thought it was reasonably automated.
Yeah, you can you can self-medicate.
Can you?
No. Yeah.
Your finest morphine.
I'd
Simple.
like to point out there are certain dangers in that med bay.
There
For
are.
someone who does not know what they're using.
All right, so Cap needs to take him and show him around. And...
Well, let me answer the question. It is automated for simple things like, oh, my leg's broken. Oh, I've got a cut. Simple things are automated with a reasonable level of skill. An actual person with the actual heal skill will do better. Basically,
I don't think Cap has the heal skill.
If there were any heal check involved, the automated system either can't do it or rolls it with a 0.
Yeah, I've got a -1.
Plus your intelligence.
So, -1.
No.
I have a +0.
Okay.
Probably have a better chance myself trying to heal myself. But yeah, I'll get outside help.
Do we have anyone on the crew who has heal skill other than Colleen?
Let me check your NPCs real quick. Because I don't know. Well, the players can answer that.
Let me. There's a doc in it.
Fix.
Yep. But, well, unhelpfully, dude is at -1, but he's not there, so.
No, Chi-Shin had it for a moment while I was preparing her for Kananeshi, but after he decided to pursue other opportunities, and I reorganized how I planned them out, she lost it. Sorry, so you don't have any of the NPC crew that have heal either.
That's unfortunate.
You haven't picked up any doctors yet.
I mean, I can try it myself if you've got any books or anything.
No, we've got the automated system, so that at least it will be rolling heal at a +0. So.
And if you have heal and you're using the system, then you can still use the automated part of it and just guide it yourself.
I mean, to be fair, it doesn't really matter. I'll just be healing 6 hit points total after these 2 days.
Yeah, the automated system, since you're only trying to, you're actually just using natural rest, is just going to make it more comfortable for Hugo. Won't give any mechanical benefit. It'll just give him the pain relievers, the bandages, apply them properly. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Cap will say Colleen has some things going in there, and I wouldn't poke around too much.
Cap doesn't know that.
Oh, Cap doesn't know that. Never mind. Okay.
I mean, he ain't gonna
Um,
poke around anywhere. He's waiting until Dude gets back before he pokes around with things.
Oh yeah, yeah. One would think Colleen would kind of lock that stuff away too.
Yeah, but this time around she didn't get the chance.
I mean, we left the ship with plenty of warning.
Yeah, but she didn't do it.
Uh,
It's one of those instances where it's like, oh yeah, totally forgot about that.
Oh well.
Hi, baby.
Hello.
Cat.
Oh. Alright, is
Deciding it is now time to snuggle.
Kitty.
as cats often do.
Yeah.
Alright, let me flip away from Hugo and Cap while Hugo is investigating the med bay and what kind of
I'm trying to talk to the kid as well. That was one of my goals over these 2 days.
Okay, and I'll come back to that for you. Back on the ground. One moment, please.
Meanwhile, at stately Wayne Manor.
Loading next scene. Please wait. Did you know it's a bad idea to carry a bomb around? That's why we recommend getting someone else to carry it for you.
If you're having trouble defeating an enemy, damage them until their health is 0.
To stop an enemy from dealing damage to you, kill them before they can do so.
Nemo.
Wooden frames can be constructed from wood.
Nemo gets his tag, his Raza tag flashes up. There are communications coming over from House LaRue, and what he's able to get from the little burst that he can decrypt before it becomes too much for him to process, or for the black box portion to process, is that the Raza, or the crew of the Raza, are in town. It's not stated so certainly. It's more of the crew of the Raza may be in town. Find them. And there actually isn't too much more to any of that communication.
Can I pick up who it's being communicated to?
It's not being communicated to a specific person. It is it's a secured. Well, he knows that it's a secured and encrypted channel.
Mm-hmm.
And from the type of encryption, the level of it, it is probably some kind of military or law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
And since the March, military and law enforcement are actually combined, you can assume that it is to the Larrys.
The Millie Enforcement Department.
The Millie Enforcement Department. Lamiera Rules and Regulations Enforcement. I added
Right,
an extra R in there.
You will definitely continue to monitor for mentions of the Raza then.
Okay.
And also give Dude a heads up and know
Okay.
that there are that. It appears that while there's no evidence of our presence here being discovered, the Derringer is taking into consideration the consideration that we might still be here and have ordered the local law enforcement to search for us. Continue to monitor the channels for any mention of us.
Anything else to that conversation there?
Nope.
Okay. Dude and Nemo are still going about what they were doing. I gave you guys your results early.
And Nemo will also go out of his way to make sure that neither him or Dude are drawing attention to themselves as possible members, possible terrorist hiding.
During the course of his while he's doing all of his searching and whatnot, Dude would have sent
Oh, coughing fit.
excuse me.
Famous last words.
Excuse me? Famous last words?
No, Dude would have.
And he's coughing again. You're killing him, Nick.
Hey, assassination is easier these days than you think.
Dude would have sent just one text message, kind of near the middle of the morning, to Colleen's datapad, just saying, "Hey kid, hope you're staying out of trouble. It'd be really nice if we knew where everybody was, so when the ship gets back, we can all get out of here. I'd really like to know where you are."
Okay. Does Colleen respond? This is during the workday.
No, she's a diligent worker.
As she searches for
I
where
was
to
gonna
hang out
say.
afterwards.
There's only so much multitasking one can do for the time being.
Okay. Well, what Colleen was searching for? I had overstated its difficulty when I realized where you were. Or before I realized where you were. So she's able to use those tools and get the information she's looking for, just on a couple of little 5-minute breaks here and there. Is there anything else that she's doing throughout her workday?
Well, if she has the 5 minutes to spare, she would respond to that message with exactly where I said I would be. Unlike other people, I keep my promises.
Oh, God.
Those are in two separate
Sulky
messages,
teenager.
actually. That's, yeah. It doesn't come in one message, it comes in 2 messages.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Second of all, if she has the time, based on the information she found previously on Zoe LaRue, she kind of looks up to see if she can find like an official itinerary of kind of things where she's going to make official appearances, things like that. Basically trying to find out where she might be within the next couple of days. Once that's done, might be a bit early, but hope springs eternal. So Colleen also checks the throwaway mailbox she set up to see if there's anything in there.
I'm gonna finish out Colleen's day here with some answers. There is no upcoming event involving Zoe LaRue. There really haven't been a whole lot of events since she returned or resurfaced. And no, there is no response from the throwaway mailbox.
Okay.
Alright. Whose contact information is on file at the house?
Me?
Yep, just Hugo.
Alright. Moving on then. Well, that
Short and
Does
simple.
that change your plans?
No, not at all. I just have to kind of mentally process from that point forward what is happening.
Don't contact the housemaid, I'm guessing.
And then I'm shifting the scene right back to Hugo and Cap. I'll let you continue the conversation that Hugo started on the in-game chat.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I actually meant that I was going to let you continue that in the text, unless you want to have that conversation in voice.
It's whatever. Oh, do you ever think
Oh, I
back
didn't
before
see that. I
this?
apologize.
Do you ever wonder how life might have been a bit different for you?
Before we lost our memories?
Yes, based on what you found out.
Well, for one thing, you and I wouldn't be having this conversation. And I probably wouldn't have picked you up. I think if I were like that porcelain, then I wouldn't be sitting here. I would not be trying to repair a ship that's been stripped of most of the usable parts. I think if we hadn't gone into those stasis pods, things would be very different.
Do you ever wish you had your old life back, or do you try not to dwell on such things?
Honestly, hearing those reports made me sick. I have no desire to maraud and kill innocent people and do all the manners of horrible things that Porcelain did.
So do you see yourself as a different person now?
To be honest, yes.
And what if you were to regain your memories and you were to find out you were doing it for a purpose? Doing it to help maybe your planet or something? Would that change your mind?
Did you see the crime reports?
Exactly. Crazy, compassionate people do crazy things. I'm trying to wonder if at any point you could perhaps justify or understand the things you have been accused of.
Justify them? I don't think. I think it'd be very difficult for me to justify doing those things. You know what I mean?
Have you ever tried figuring out where your homeworld is from and going back there?
No?
I mean, you could find answers, perhaps even to questions you do not yet know. It maybe could help you understand, if you did do what you've been accused of, why.
I suppose that there may be a different avenue to find any answers. I don't know that I entirely want to understand.
You've never been curious.
It sounds to me like the crew of the Raza were mercenaries.
And what are you now?
It's a good question. Maybe still mercenaries, but certainly not. Not that kind?
I mean, it just depends whose side you're getting paid from.
You know, I think it'd be kind of funny if at one point the Mandate had paid us.
I
And
mean,
now they're trying to shut us up.
it wouldn't be perfect, no? I mean, the mandate would have a justification for going places and doing things and even proving to their citizens why they're needed.
You know, that thought had crossed my mind. Maybe we are their scapegoats. You figure if they have a villain to go after, or someone that people thinks are villains.
And it's all well saying there's an enemy, but if you can put a face to it and some crimes to it, it sure as hell makes life a whole lot easier for the man.
Oh look, we're here. We're the Mandate. We're here to protect you from the horrible Raza.
I mean, it's great. Just think, this could happen to you. All they'd have to do is say, look, this is what's happened before. And they've got people allowing them into their system, doing everything they can to help them, under the guise of protection.
Oh, that's sick.
I mean, again, it's all a crazy theory. Who knows if what I'm saying is even possible?
Oh, I'd say it's possible. Given some of the stuff we've seen out there. She explains about Rain Lalati and the guy who used the kid. as a decoy.
I don't actually know what that is.
A decoy?
No, I don't know what happened.
Sorry. So Cap tells him about the kid, who's now on the ship, sending up a request for help, and Cap and crew went down to the planet with the kid, and once they got to the tower on Rain Lalati, they were ambushed. And the ambush was set up by the guy who is basically the dictator in charge of the tower. And the ambushers were killed. But they took the kid and the old man with them to protect them.
Right.
And the reason why the others died, at least in part, was to protect their families.
Let me shed some clarification in there.
Yes, please.
It's
been a long time.
It has. What Emma's referring to when she says that the reason the others died is there were a group of 3 men that basically after everyone else was dead said, okay, we give up. And of course the kid was there as well, not actually engaged in the fight. While the crew of the Raza retreated to the other room to discuss what they're going to do, one of the 3 men shot the other 2 in the head. The kid was still in the room for this. And that's where what Cap said about doing that to protect their families comes in. The one that shot the other 2 in the head is Vander, and he's also on the ship.
Yeah.
I mean, I always knew there were terrible people in the world. Yourself, maybe not included. Just goes to show what people will do.
I was not entirely happy with Vander for what he did, but if that was the decision that they made, she kind of shrugs a little bit and says, I at least can understand that anybody who tries to hurt my crew is gonna get real hurt. Because they're my family.
Well, I'll go try and talk to the kid, since he's finally coming out to me. I'll see if I can just get him to open up a little.
I mean, seeing something like that, as a kid,
It'll change you. Hopefully, we can make it for the better. Make him become stronger from it.
we can hope.
We can't hide the truth from them forever, you know. Eventually, they will realize things and people exist within this world. And unfortunately, he just got to see. He got to see it in the flesh.
kids should be allowed to be kids. Not have to deal with that kind of shit. But at least we can try to make his life halfway decent.
You got a ball or anything around this part? I'm going to see if he wants to play catch or something.
There might be some stuff in the... We have a rec room, right?
You can always check out what dude's been working on in the workshop.
Those are not toys.
Aw.
No playing toss the hand grenade.
My favourite game there.
But yeah, you guys do have a rec room. It's also where Caps got her gym.
Okay. Alright.
But yeah, in which case I'll see you in a bit. Let me know if you need anything. Are you okay to cover the next couple of hours so I can get a break?
No, go ahead. I've got this.
See you later, Cap.
She nods and waves him off.
Yeah, I'll go chill with a kid for a bit.
Okay. He is attending to what he's been assigned to do, just kind of cleaning duties.
Oh, you missed a spot there. I'll kind of like drop a ball if I find one.
Yeah, you were able to find one in the rec room.
Yeah, so I was just like, yeah, you missed a spot, and then immediately drop the ball where I point to.
Okay. Yeah, looks at the ball, watches it fall, and then bounce a little bit less, and then bounce a little bit less, and looks up at Hugo.
Well, go on then, pick it up.
And walks over to it and leans down, picks up the ball.
I'll take a couple of steps back and like put my hands up. Throw it to me.
Little bit of a smile, and then he takes a couple steps back also, and underhand tosses it. It almost makes it.
I'll like walk a bit forward, scoop up the ball.
It bounces. It almost makes it directly over without bouncing, is what I mean to say.
And so, what can I call you, kid?
He shrugs and raises his hands up to receive the ball.
I'll just underhand toss it to him. You know, I can't call you the kid forever, you know. Eventually you'll have to get a name.
He catches the ball, holds on to it while he stares over at Hugo. He shrugs again and then tosses the ball underhand again. He's gauging the distance a little bit better. He gets it just about to Hugo's feet, which actually makes it more
mine's
difficult to
Hugo.
catch. And he opens his mouth and says, "I'm Tuvan."
Tuvan. Nice. Oh, it's nice to finally hear your name. If our mother or father give you that,
He shrugs.
you like the name Tuvan?
It's okay. God damn it, me. Sorry.
So, What do you get up to for fun around these parts? I mean, surely you don't
listen
clean
to
all the
Chi
time.
Shin. She's funny.
Ah. Comedian or just funny to look at?
She says funny things.
Well, I'm good at flying. What are you good at?
Cleaning.
Ah, there's got to be something more than cleaning you're good at. Everyone's got their little knack.
He shrugs and holds his hands out for the ball.
Chuck it to him again. You ever sat in the seat, up front in a cockpit?
He shakes his head.
Maybe we'll have to show you sometime. It'll be a hands-off jobby until I know you're trusted. Then maybe I can let you have a go.
Sitting.
And maybe moving it a bit when we're in a bit of space. Next couple of days you might have a little go.
This ship?
I mean, it's a good ship to start on. I'll be there to handle everything, don't worry.
Okay.
Just don't let Cap find out.
He continues tossing the ball back and forth. And
So which rooms?
he asks,
Yeah.
will Colleen be there?
Well, Colleen's on a special mission. We've had to leave her behind. She's infiltrating, being a spy.
Oh. Will she be back?
I mean, she's got to be. We've got to get the information somehow.
Oh. He shrugs and tosses the ball. I was just wondering.
Aw, somebody's sweet on Colleen.
Someone has to be. I mean,
Yeah.
so, you watching anything good recently? I mean, I've got a couple of days.
There's this show with a bunny.
Oh, what's it do?
Dresses like a lady.
Interesting.
He gets shot a lot too.
Does he always make it out in one piece?
Yeah.
Have to maybe give it a go.
Yeah, stands straight. What's up, Doc?
I was gonna say, is there a coyote in there somewhere too?
Wascally Wabbit.
Yeah, in which case, over the next couple of hours, I'll just chill with him and try and get him to speak to me a little bit more and ask about, like, him and the crew and what.
Okay. He is it's not exactly like pulling teeth, but he's as slow.
Apprehensive.
Yeah, apprehensive. That's actually a really good way to put it. Yes, he is apprehensive. But he is talking. He likes most of the crew. He gives a little more information, detail about Chishin and Bugs Bunny. He mainly likes Chishin because she shouts these weird, or not shouts, but she says these sharp things in weird words. And the way he tells it, she's doing it all the time. He doesn't say too much more about Colleen. He's already a little bit embarrassed there. And after a while, and it doesn't quite get a few hours in, after a while he just kind of peters off. His throws are a little bit less enthusiastic, and like he's done talking. He's pretty much retreating.
Well, I've got to go back to the bridge. I need to get a bit of sleep as well. How about you get back to cleaning, eh?
Okay.
I mean, don't get me in trouble, right?
I won't.
Let's give him a wink. See you in a bit, Trayvon.
All right.
Oh.
Got the kid to open up a bit.
Tuvan, fucking hell.
Tuvan, yeah.
I realised as soon as I said it, it's like, nope, that's not right. There's no R in it. I realised that.
I now have a sword in the stone, sort of. My my letter. Yeah, my letter opener is Excalibur. It actually even says Excalibur on it. And I also have an Altoids tin on my desk. And I was pressing and pressing, and now it's inside the Altoids tin. Happy to know it's got a sharp point, I guess. Anyways.
But Mike, Excalibur is not the sword in stone.
Yeah, whatever.
Excalibur is the sword he receives from the Lady of the Lake.
Yeah, they're all the same.
Two different swords.
Fine, this is the sword
Still
in the
a terrible
tin.
basis for a government.
Yes, obviously. But the sword in the stone doesn't actually have a name. It's just...
Well, this is the sword in the tin, and it is named Excalibur.
And also, it should be in an anvil. And then going through it should be in an anvil in a stone.
Yeah, at the next opportunity, toss that thing into the bathtub.
You know, I actually tried reading The Man Who Would Be King once as a teenager. I just couldn't get through it.
You mean the ones in Future King? The Man Who Would Be King is a different story.
Yeah.
That's Kipling, the one that was made into a great movie with Michael Caine and Sean Connery.
Alright, let's fast forward a little bit. I don't want to go through every detail of you guys' days.
Dude would continue doing the same searches that he was doing while, doing the random odd jobs and mentoring stuff.
Okay.
And Nemo is very much Sorry.
Dying.
Sorry.
Dying, yeah.
Yes. Very much continue with the monitoring and the monitoring and the watching and the laying low.
Okay. He picks up more on the keyword Raza, but he's unable to decrypt it. He does at least know that...
But there's definitely more traffic going
Yes.
on mentioning it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Indicating that there are some sort of searches in progress.
Mm-hmm. He can collect collect the information that it's on different frequencies, so it's not just the one burst that went out initially. Now it's
there hasn't been any Lamiere's Most Wanted shows on with
Nope.
with their names or likenesses.
In fact, there have been no public announcements or public mentions of the Raza at all.
Okay.
But it's like he's intercepting an encrypted cell phone message or cell phone conversation.
Mhm.
And the very quick switch from what he was monitoring to that is not able to catch up and decrypt it.
Okay. He'll actually also be on the lookout for any signs of increased law enforcement activity, patrolling, sweeps, picking people up, that kind of thing.
Okay.
See if there's any notable increase in that sort of activity.
Why don't you give me a wisdom
Witness?
notice check, or a witnessness.
With his quotas.
Can I apply hyper acuity to that?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
It is people based.
Yes. Just making sure. Here. So nothing to reroll there, so just make it an 8 instead.
Yeah, notice isn't as great as skill, is it?
Nope.
But that's hyper acuity. He does notice on the human side of the patrols in House Charon that there's they're looking more distantly. They are looking more without outright standing out about it. They're not trying to hide it or anything. They're just being a little bit more vigilant than he's seen them so far. House Charon may have gotten a little bit on the lazy side because of all the robotic patrol. Which, if he's out and about, he's actually probably been stopped once or twice by robotic patrol to present his identification.
Okay. But no genetic scanning or anything.
Nope, no genetic scanning. Just present identification, thank you, and move on.
Halt. Present identification.
It's more polite than that. But yes.
Please stop and present your identification.
At your earliest convenience. Okay, well, he will definitely let you know as well, and make a very studious effort to avoid any sort of DNA checkpoints.
Okay. A dude is called. I assume he gave contact information to the hostel since they will need it. He is contacted and asked if he can come back in for a little assistance.
Okay.
Dude may have gotten distracted by some steamy fan fiction about the Raza in trying to search for Band and Raza. It all got kind of intermingled into some weird Twilight fanfic. No real factual content involved.
Oh yeah.
50 Shades of Porsche.
Yeesh.
Mel, I'ma smack you.
Be a neat trick across an ocean.
This is true. Consider yourself smacked.
Duly
Yeah.
noted. I'll consider myself duly smacked.
Well, just raise your hand and slap it over real quick. Well, there you go.
Is this the first call he's gotten like this, or?
Mhm.
Okay. They didn't sound weird, did they?
You can always roll a wisdom notice check to try and assess. It just sounded like come on in. We've got a project that one of our uh, youngsters, and by youngsters they really kind of mean high school to early college.
Which, from my perspective, is young. Yeah, all right. Yeah. He says, "Yeah, no problem, man. Come on in."
Yeah.
And Finn closes out whatever he's doing and heads back over to the place.
Dude is stopped along the way by robotic patrol.
Mm-hmm. He's got the fake ID.
Please present. He
Yeah, but
presents.
if you wanted, there's a roll.
There's no roll needed, and it thanks him and moves along. It was a very quick, more or less unobtrusive ID check.
Papers, please. Gotta imagine that's not the first time that's happened while we've been here.
It probably is for him. You guys spent the previous day mostly in car and indoors.
True.
This is the only time that he and Nebo have really been out in public.
Mm-hmm. Right, he makes his way back.
Okay. Colleen, your day ends. You spent about 6 hours at data entry, and you're told that you'll be, paid at the end of the week.
Cool. Money.
I've got loads of money.
Just wait until she sees how much she's gonna get for all this work.
Oh, she's fully aware.
Yeah.
Well, she would go home, dress into something more comfy, like the robes, and then go out to meet some new and exciting people.
Okay. Well, that's certainly a fun place to Oh, I was looking at my clock and my computer clock and like, why is it so different? Oh yeah. I'm looking at the chart. A lot of money to an ordinary worker. 500 credits.
That's the same if you look at the wages.
Oh, there is actually a section on wages, isn't there? It's in
Yes.
the regular equipment list, isn't it?
They brutally overpaid that pilot that took them to the city
Oh yeah, I knew that.
by a giant magnitude.
Well, we did pay him for super fast.
Well, yeah, that would
but
normally be a
even then-
6-hour trip. You chartered a private jet, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
You flew first class instead of economy.
No, it was even more than that, I would say. Wow, they have something as cheap
Yeah,
as mass transit weekly
I was gonna
pass.
say it costs
2 credits.
1,000 on a starship to travel 1 hex. You did a planetary hop for
Oh,
way
where you-
more.
Where are you seeing that?
Page 81.
81, okay. Uh, 81 is drones for me.
Oh, 77 if you go by the pages on there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I usually do because PDFs aren't always, but we're looking at the same PDF. Oh, yeah. Starship Passage, good per hex. Yeah.
Let me guess, Colleen counts as unskilled labor.
She probably got herself hired as unskilled labor.
I don't think data entry counts as programmer, but yeah, unskilled labor. But hey, a wildly decadent party only costs 100 credits per person?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Colleen returns to the house and is greeted by the housekeeper. She says, "Is everything all right, dear?"
Oh, absolutely. Why?
Well, it's just that some Larrys came by and had some questions about any new residents.
What
New tenants.
kind of question?
Well, they didn't ask me.
Wait, then who did they ask? You're like the only person here.
They just asked if if they could speak with the new tenants.
Alright, and you said?
Well, of course, I told them that you just moved in a couple of days ago. I haven't seen the rest all day. Or all morning. Yeah, actually, it's all day. All day so far. Is everyone all right?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay, good.
And what did the Larry say?
I just told you.
No, after you told them. That
That
there was
they just
kinda
want.
nobody there.
They just have some questions.
And did they leave contact information?
No, you can go down to the station if you think they're looking for you.
No, where would they? Just normally, if let's say you have questions and the people you want to question aren't there, you say, "Hey, you can reach us at," and then you provide something.
I suppose that would be normal, wouldn't it?
Mhm.
No, they didn't.
Well, if anyone asks, we're busy.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Well, we are busy, as you can see. We're around.
Well, there's a fresh cup of cocoa. Just ask, and I'll prepare it.
We'll take some coffee.
Oh, of course.
Also, maybe if you have a couple of snacks, something light.
Some cookies.
What if was more thinking of maybe some fruit, vegetable medley at dinner.
Oh, most
Maybe.
time when kids your age ask for snacks, they just want cookies.
No, I was thinking maybe a soup, then nice dinner, and then maybe some cookies for dessert.
Sure, dear. I'll be
shower,
20 minutes
change.
for that.
That's fine. I have to shower and get dressed anyway.
Okay. And she shuffles off to the kitchen. Well, not shuffles, but she, moves off to the kitchen.
Alright. Colleen would go up to her room. First thing, she is going to review the footage on the closed circuit TV
Okay.
on what went down with Larry's.
She sees just what the housekeeper described. Came by, said that there were, just checking in on any new tenants in the area, and asked the housekeeper to simply send them to the station when they have some. They basically say when they have some spare time.
Okay. Well, in that case, Colleen will take a shower, get dressed in her robes. Should do the message actually saying, there is inquiring about new residents.
Okay.
Then it's time for food.
Dude receives a message. He has just gotten back to the hostel.
Mm-hmm. Well, he'll is he early
If you
for
want a sec.
whatever they did? They didn't give him a time. They just said, "Come on in."
No, they gave him an appointment basically.
Okay. Is he early or on time for it?
He's on time for it.
Okay.
They gave him enough time to get back from what he was doing.
Gotcha.
You could say he was maybe 10 minutes early, but that's more or less on time.
Okay. I was reading something. What did Colleen's message say?
Larry's inquiring about new residents.
Okay. He would shoot back a quick message.
Back again. Sorry.
Well, you might want to get out of there. I've already got an alternate identity set up for you. Well, no, he wouldn't send that over. Did Colleen send that over or encrypted?
You guys don't have
Do
it
we-
encrypted.
So we don't have it encrypted.
Nope. Well, you do, you're just not using it.
Yeah, you guys packed it.
Well,
Yeah. No, you got another one.
Yep, that would be Nemo.
Although I'm not sure 100 kilometers is a sufficient range for that anyways.
Probably not at this point.
Yeah.
That and Nemo actually never told Colleen of that capability. Just like he has never vocalized her.
Uh-huh.
Secrets on secrets.
So yeah, no, you do not have a secure way of telling her, get out of there, I've got an ID set up for you.
He just sends back, we do need to meet up at some point to discuss.
He gets back. You need to be at the house tomorrow with money. We can discuss then.
How's about a neutral place? To meet.
long as it's in the city.
She's off in the other city, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That'd be a bit difficult. We're pretty far away.
I know.
Then why'd you ask?
Because you need to be back here by tomorrow.
It sounds to me like over there is a bit hotter than over here.
No choice.
It wasn't difficult to get transport here.
This is not about transport.
Who's messing with the ship?
Me? It's not there anymore.
That's true.
It's flying away.
Oh.
There you go. Now you can properly move the ship.
We're not there yet.
True.
We'll talk to our friend. See what we can do about meeting up. And then dude heads into whatever the meeting is they've got set up.
Okay. There we go. Pardon me. The meeting that's set up for Dude is just it really is just helping someone figure out the electronics or the mechanics on a little project that he's working on.
Okay.
He's mostly got everything set up right, just a little function here and there, gears reversed, things that are easy to miss for even an intelligent person who's just trying to do something too quickly to impress people.
Mm-hmm. Seemed like a nice kid.
Yeah, alright. Teenager.
There can be nice teenagers.
Yeah, there can.
Allegedly.
Nemo, anything special?
Has any any mentions come up? Any more
Um,
hits or anything?
Not yet.
Actually, I'll drop the alternate cure keyword since I'm not getting anything on that, and replace it with the address for where we for the housing we used to rent. We previously lived at.
Okay, the one that's still technically being rented.
Yes.
Okay.
But I think that should cover it.
All right. Colleen.
How was the food?
It's good. It's good. Um, she could have made it more spicy or less spicy or, something. But it is tasty.
Well, that's all that counts.
No.
Well, she's gonna tell her, well, thanks for the food, and take the next 2 days off. With everyone being busy around the planet, it won't be all that much here.
Oh no, with being off yesterday, there's plenty of cleaning to do.
Don't worry about it. I mean, if you really want to clean it, just taking some days off. I mean, you're still getting paid and everything.
It is. It is my job here. And I must make sure that the house remains clean.
And how does that conflict when people tell you to not be there for 2 days? People who rent the house?
I'll come and check in the morning.
Alright.
Will there be anything else this evening, dear?
Well, might be back later tonight. Maybe. Can you make a cake?
Why, yes, certainly. She seems almost delighted to be asked to make a cake.
All
and
right.
asks what
Make one with chocolate.
flavors and if it's for a birthday, if there's any special occasion that she should decorate it for.
Yes, it's for cake day. Chocolate. Lots of chocolatey things and fudge in there.
Cake day.
If you have it, put a candle on top. I'll light it once I get around to eat that cake.
Sounds like a very special day.
It's cake day. What
Okay.
special could it be?
She sets to work making a cake with the stated specifications.
Well, and Clean goes out to socialize. Woohoo!
Okay.
Once the day is done and Nemo and Dude are back at wherever they're.
Hang up on that. Mel, are you present on Discord?
I am.
You have a message. Don't tell me you ignored that channel too.
No.
Mel, it's our own channel.
Yes, I see it. Okay. Is he with Dude at the moment?
No, he's
Or is
not.
Dude nearby? Okay, he'll just sub-vocalize to Dude then.
Hmm?
A drone is currently in place over the address of our rented home. I believe Colleen is still staying there.
Nemo's never sub-vocalized to dude before, has he?
Yes.
Has he?
Yeah, not often,
Yep.
but yes.
Multiple
Okay.
times.
All right. Trying to remember. Can dude basically pick up his datapad and use it like a phone, and just that can be his communication back, so he doesn't look like a crazy person?
How do you mean? Are you asking if he can just call Nemo?
Okay, yeah. Can he respond with voice, or does it have to be text back to Nemo?
You can respond with either.
Okay.
He would have to call Nemo.
The sub-vocalization doesn't open a channel?
It does not.
Okay.
In fact, the sub-vocalization really is just using Nemo's internal comm server.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is also limited to that 100 kilometers, but it's...
Yes, I had to scroll back a bit in the chat, but on the 28th of October, Nemo sub-vocalized to Dude that Li Chen felt that the action that Dude has assigned to her lacked purpose.
Right.
It's been a while.
Yeah. That's a little while.
Yeah. That was back on Rain Lilati, I think.
Mm.
I'm actually pretty sure he also sub-vocalized last session.
I think I did. I think I didn't type it. I'm pretty sure I did. Yes, but I didn't type it out there.
Yeah.
Which is why I had to scroll back to the 28th
Right.
of October to find an instance where I had it typed. But yes, he did do it. I'm pretty sure he did do it last session. You might not. You might just not have noticed.
Dude will just type out a reply back that says, I was worried about that, but she's being real stubborn about staying there. She even wants to meet up there tomorrow. You've got no way to get a message to her that doesn't go through normal channels.
Unfortunately, I believe she's currently outside the range of my encrypted network. But I would advise that she vacate the premises immediately.
Yeah, that's what I would be thinking. What the hell message kind of message can we send her over an open channel that'll give her that hint without also making it obvious that that's what we're hinting at?
Come see her. Come meet us where we went to look for you immediately.
I still get the feeling she's going to be stubborn about that, but
Quite likely.
the other problem is if she just leaves immediately, they're probably just going to follow her.
Also a possibility. Mike?
Mm-hmm.
Can I zero in on the channel that mentioned the drone being in place?
No, it's you can tell that it is more of the law enforcement / military channel, but that's as detailed as you can get on it.
But can I switch to monitoring that channel directly?
It's too encrypted.
Okay.
so he can. Nemo can certainly try, and it's totally in character and opens up possibilities later on for him to do so. But for now, it would not actually do him any benefit.
Right. At any rate, I suspect that the captain would at least wish that we make an effort to get her to save
Yeah.
herself. If
How are you two proceeding?
All right, dude is mentally composing a message to the kid right now, so I gotta talk this out, but I'm not gonna send it until I'm sure I've got it.
Okay.
Hey kid, we need to meet. Find us where we are. I think he's just gonna have to trust that she can lose a tail or a monitor, because it's the only. There's not enough time for him to get to where she is in any time to be of any help if there's something going down. He's just gonna have to trust that she can manage to lose a tail. So if he sends a message that warns both her and the people that are monitoring her, he's just gonna have to trust that she can lose it. So hey kid, you need to meet us where we are. Go now. Get underground.
All right, back over to Colleen.
Well, it gets back within like a minute. Impossible. The answer is here.
And does she leave the house?
Well, yeah.
Okay. All right.
She does get a response.
Wait.
The answer.
Wait on that. Nick, she's leaving the house. She gets this message from Dude. Is she typing her response as she is proceeding out the front yard and out the gate? Or is she waiting until she gets somewhere to type it?
Well, it depends on what the timing is. She would basically compose it in the door and then leave. Otherwise,
Nah,
yeah, she would.
she gets the message from Dude, basically right as she's walking out the door.
Well, they would pause in the door. Then basically, the second she gets it,
Okay.
shoots
Okay.
those 2 words back and then continues. I mean, she would also, depending on where that location is where everyone hangs out, have to procure transportation.
She would, yes.
So she would call one of those cab transformer thingies.
Okay. Okay. Dude, go ahead and send your message in response to her saying impossible.
He says the answers might be there, but
No, but yeah.
The answers might be there, but oh jeez.
Uh, give...
Maybe, but dogs are on the trail.
That works. And that gets Colleen a notice check. This is definitely wisdom notice.
Couldn't have just said, look to the sky.
It's a bird. It's a plane.
Yeah. Look above and you
know
shall
it's-
see.
He doesn't know it's just the drone.
Would have just said,
He
aren't
knows
we
it's
having
a
beautiful
drone.
weather?
Go ahead and make your roll, Nick.
Eesh.
Even with the message from Dude, Colleen notices nothing amiss.
Unless she uses her expert.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, he's too cryptic for her to do that.
Okay. She has just passed through the gate, and it is closing behind her. Is she going to continue with the cryptic messages, or is she just going to call her cab?
At this point, she's gonna call her cab.
Okay.
There was nothing all that newsworthy in the last one.
She is approached by a man in Larry uniform that she did not even see. And he announces, Ms. Mercure, please come with us.
Alright, where?
Well, as she can see from the direction that he's coming from, there is a vehicle already waiting. It's not like a black van or anything, but it is there. It didn't ring out as unusual to her, simply because there, are occasionally vehicles on the streets, parked at this house or across the street. It's not unusual, and it's also not marked as a Larry vehicle. He doesn't answer her, but he does motion towards the vehicle. Now that she's looking around, she can see that it's more than just him.
How many?
Well, there's
Let's see.
I'm sorry?
Depending on how many of them she can see.
Right. Beside the vehicle, there's another one that's obviously prepared to take cover. There's one inside the vehicle. And that's what she can see at the moment. With her notice check.
Alright. So, do they have her completely surrounded, or are there still avenues?
If you want to take a moment to have her roll a new notice check, you can do that. But with the notice check that she's got right now, she's more or less fixated in one direction. Just the direction that he's coming from.
At this point, now she has reason to notice it.
Mm-hmm. She can take a moment to look around.
So are they being nice cops, or are they expecting her to make a run for it?
Go ahead and roll. There you go. Well, it's better.
Yeah, however, in this case, she would use the reroll.
Okay. And while this is going down, Nemo,
Mhm.
Dear
Mel.
God. That is terrible.
Your dice are not liking you right now.
Nemo picks up a burst of activity on the the two keywords he's looking for, both Raza and the address. He can tell from how it's going back and forth that there's now activity related to the Raza at this address.
You will vocalize the dude and picking up increasing traffic regarding the address of our the address Colleen is staring at and the Raza. Seems an active operation is in place now.
Shit.
Colleen, even with the 6, she can see that she is surrounded. They were not being obvious about it, but also not like skulking and hiding. There are some ununiformed that are still at the scene, where other people are moving away. Come quietly, young miss. We don't want to make a mess. Or rather, we don't want this to get messy.
Alright, she looks like she's going towards the indicated car. I mean, did he indicate the car?
Uh-huh.
Well, she's walking towards that.
Okay. Excuse me.
And she's also trying to use a little connection to establish a link to the drone in her backpack.
She's bringing the toy drone with her?
No, she has been having Siri all along.
Okay. Go ahead and, what is it, control drones? Well, you're trying to establish a connection. Let's go ahead and get an int program on that.
Technically I don't have to do anything to get my connection to it, though.
Right, but you're within 2 weeks.
Okay.
Did I say 2 weeks or a month? 1 week. 1 week per 10k cost. So, I know that you're still within that 1 week. Oh wait, was your... yours was 20k, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, so 2 weeks and -2 to all checks and attacks. Oops, we forgot about that, didn't we?
Yes, that -1. -1.
No, it's -1 to all checks and attacks for 1 week per 10k cost. Right, just -1 for 1 week per cost. Okay, that's fine. I won't retcon any of the rules. That does get her a 10, and so she can feel the link there, but it's starting to give her a headache. And by headache, I mean it's starting to go into migraine territory.
Well, this whole situation is migraine territory, so...
Hell, as long as it works.
Okay. She keeps trying to push that. She hasn't quite established any kind of control yet.
Yeah, she's trying to basically get the link to the drone.
Okay. Let me a fortitude save. Or a physical save.
Not mental?
Nope. Colleen passes out.
This should make it more messy for them.
No, not so much. Before she completely blanks out, she she more feels than sees anything. She is caught and pulled. Dude and Nemo.
Just looks like she fainted. Ah.
So many strong, manly Larrys surrounding me.
The vapors.
Do Dude and Nemo want me to go hang out with Cap and Hugo for a minute?
Not doing much.
Not sure what they can do from here.
I was gonna say we're 6 hours of travel away, and getting vague hints at what's going on.
Well, Nemo.
Actually going to switch the address, switch out the address keyword and go back to Ultra Mercure.
Okay.
And Rasa.
He gets a burst of communication on the Audrey Mercure keyword. What he's able to gather from that before it goes encrypted is basically be careful if she is related to a Mercure core. We will need to involve them in any proceedings.
Right, but the information he does glean very much indicates that she has been picked up.
Yeah, sorry, I meant to include that.
Right.
Basically, Audrey Mercure, potential Raza, shipmate, crew, potential Raza crew,
Rasa affiliate.
has been detained. No, they say crew.
Okay.
And they also say has been detained.
Right. We'll relay that to Dude. That someone identified as Audrey Mercure has been apprehended and is a suspected member of the Rasa crew.
This is still all on the Larry channels. The Galactic Mandate channels are silent.
Right, by the local authorities.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing yet from the Galactic Mandate, but I'll continue monitoring and hopefully I'll be able to pick up if the local authorities transmit a message to the Galactic Mandate or the Derringer regarding the capture.
So once again, the boy hostage. Robin, the boy hostage.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Nick.
Okay.
Where's a maniacal clown with a crowbar when you need him?
Mm-hmm. Or a man with a penguin suit. Or a man wearing a very large egg-shaped helmet.
That was only in the show, only in the TV show, though.
Mm-hmm. And it was also Vincent Price, because why not?
Yes.
Oh man.
Exquisite.
Well, the what Nemo, the message Nemo receives back on that as a response to that on his little subvocal channel is fuck, fuckity, fuck.
That about sums it up.
See, the irony is everything might have been fine if they hadn't come after her.
Shame on them for trying to help her.
There's a flip side to that.
There was no help needed. That was the point.
I don't know. We're not getting picked up. We're not even on their radar. Um. The then just gets back on the channel. Cap is going to be pissed. Keep an ear out.
Nemo will try and see if he can dig up information where the closest location where local authorities might take a detained suspect to the closest location where they might take a detained subject to the house we rented.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, Nemo will see if he can dig up any information as to where the closest location that the local authorities might take a detainee is in relation to the house that we rented.
Okay. It would probably be just a local substation. There are holding cells at any one of the substations, of course.
Right. And presumably there are many of those. So which one is the closest to where?
He knows
where they would have picked her up.
Yeah, he can find out which one is the closest. That's not a problem. The alternative option is since because of the chatter he picked up on the Audrey Mercure tag, they might actually take her more to one of the practically luxurious living detainment cells locations.
Right.
And for the financially respected clientele, there really is only one, and it's closer to the actual house LaRue.
Okay. Actually, he'll transmit back to Dude. If you go to work immediately, how fast do you think you'd be able to forge identity papers identifying us as representatives of Mercure Corp?
He.
I'm quite confident I would be able to play the part, but I would need actual documentation to back it up. That might give us a chance to at least get to speak to her.
I will tell you, Matt, that I'm going to make that not a roll on the 1d6, but a scale on 1 through 6, depending on how much you're willing to expose yourselves in getting the right information you need and examples. For instance, if you're trying to expose yourself the absolute least, 6 hours. If you're willing to kind of go balls out and potentially trip some alarms, 1 hour.
My headset cut out pretty much as soon as I could hear you in the other room start talking.
Oh. Damn it. So I'm telling you that it's not going to be a random 1d6 roll. The amount of time it will take him will be directly proportional to how much, or inversely proportional, how much you're willing to expose yourselves. Completely balls out, potentially tripping some alarms, 1 hour, trying to stay under every potential radar while getting gathering the materials and the examples and the proper, basically, departments, phrases, terminology, jargon, keywords, 6 hours.
All right.
Basically, one is like going and sticking up some guy and saying, give me your ID.
And then taking a razor and sticking my picture on it and being like, all right, yeah, cool.
Yeah, you wouldn't actually be doing that, but that's the,
right.
That's the analogy.
Yes.
Obviously, we wouldn't be able to make such a move until the authorities have actually contacted Mercure Corp. Once they do, we'd have to be able to move faster than they do.
We'd still have to account for travel time to there.
Yes. Ideally, we should Ideally, we should relocate there as quickly as possible.
Can any of what we're doing, what dude needs to do, be done while in transit?
No.
I mean, he can access the local internet on his tablet, but I don't know how
So-
much of the data would be on there.
Mechanically, no. In game, actually in character, yes.
Well, I mean, it doesn't help if it's not mechanical.
No,
So-
mechanically, no. You will have to, for the actual 1 to 6 hours, you need to be completely mobile and able to go and do what you need.
Mhm. Where's the Mercure Corp based?
Mercure Core is based in House Curing, Keuring. It is a different city. Yes, I know that is Keurig with an N.
Yes. All right, so it'd be no easier or harder to gain House Mercure stuff in either of the two cities we're going to need to get to.
Right.
Um,
It would probably actually be, well, no, I guess Mercure would be as equally available or accessible in either city.
they'd have different interests in each city, but they would have interests.
Yeah. They'd have more interest in House LaRue because that is also the banking house or city. But it's not so much so that one city is going to be better for what Dude's doing than the other.
All right. Would you, if we travel and then Dude starts doing what he needs to do, would you allow a work until we have to? So like, if he spends an hour doing it and we find out they're going to move her, we go with an hour's worth of prep. If we don't hear within an hour, he works another hour to make it better.
To an extent, but not quite with as much freedom as you described. I'm certainly willing to let you say, okay, we go the slow and shadowy, skulky route, but then change things up if you hear news, and then go balls out with a little bit of time converted to how much time you'll need.
Okay.
So if you've already spent 3 hours, you might get 30 minutes or 20 minutes or 40 minutes towards the hour that you'll need. Probably on the smaller side of that, not quite half.
But if he spends 3 hours doing it and then with the intention to spend 6 and hears that she's getting moved, it's still functionally the same as if he had just done 1 hour of prep and ran.
Yeah, more or less.
If he spends 3 hours working on it with the intention of spending 3 hours working on it and she still hasn't been picked up, can he spend an additional time to make it better?
Well, the quality of it isn't going to really be in question. The quality of it is
the notice that's pulled.
Yeah, it's how much heat you're generating.
Okay.
So if he spends 3 hours with the intention of spending 3 hours, he's just generated that level of heat.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also why I'm saying that if he spends 3 hours with the intention of spending 6, and then says, oh shit, something happened, I've got to do this faster, it's still going to be almost as much heat as if he had just gone straight in with 1 hour. He'll just get a little bit of a time discount and a little bit of a heat discount, so to speak, for having done a bunch of preparation already.
Can Nemo still be? Will Nemo still be able to be monitoring security channels and whatnot while we're traveling?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, the range of that is simply whatever reaches Nemo, and the amount of processing that he puts towards it is 0.
Well, dude sends Nemo a message that says we got to meet up. Dude's back at the place, so
Mm-hmm.
Acknowledged. Where shall where do we meet?
where are you?
Where is Nemo?
He's wherever you want him to be in the city. He really is. He is wandering around doing his passive observation, if I remember what you said right.
Yes. Yeah.
So he. Mel, I turn the question back to you. Where in the city does Nemo want to go?
Where would he have been going? I guess.
Probably somewhere central.
Okay.
Center of downtown or something.
He could get back to the house within about 10 minutes with the car.
I could be at your location in roughly 10 minutes.
All right.
And then he'll start moving.
Is dude going to finish up with what he's doing with this teenager?
How far into it had he gotten?
Well, he'd been with him for what, 20 minutes or so? I mean, they're working together on this little project.
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming there's like somebody who's running the place, keeping an eye on who's in what rooms and all that kind of stuff with things that are going on, right?
Yeah, most of the mentoring and tutoring work is done kind of a central location.
Mm-hmm. Dude will tell the kid that he's doing good. He thinks he's really got something here, but apologizes and says that he's got a sudden, unfortunate personal matter that he's got to attend to, and it's really important. Otherwise, I wouldn't leave you alone. But let me see if I can get somebody to help you out, and while you're still here. And he heads up to the main desk and explains that he has an unfortunate, urgent personal matter that he needs to take care of. And is there any way anybody can take over or keep an eye on the kid that he was helping out? Because it's a good kid and he doesn't want to leave the kid hanging.
You get a disapproving look and get to roll a charisma talk. Okay.
Ain't great. I got +1, but
You get a disapproving look, but also somewhat sympathetic. And you're told that they will find someone.
dude apologizes again, says if it wasn't important, he wouldn't do this. But I really gotta go. And he heads out the door to our little place.
You're at your place.
Okay, I was trying to remember if it was a separate place from the mentoring place. That it was like, but it's just a big like hostile building, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mentoring thing is how your guys are being basically given
Yeah.
board here.
Right.
What
I
it would
wasn't sure
normally be
how
for
separate
students.
the spaces were. If
Yeah.
it was like an off building or something like that. But yeah, he goes and waits for Nemo.
Okay. All right, you two meet up.
I like your idea. I think I can manage. Problem is, doing something like that is going to bring notice down on us, and I think us being under the radar is the only thing that's keeping any possibility of getting the hell out of this situation. If we need to get there, it's going to take a while to get there. Once we get there, I can start working on this. The longer I can take working on this before we think she might get picked up, the easier it is to do what I got to do and just keep under the radar. But if we think that she's going to get picked up quick, I work quick and we just run with what we got. You can keep an ear out while we're traveling.
I will. Actually, I'll monitor I'll switch the monitoring away from the Rasa now and just to Ultra Mercure and Mercure Corps.
All right.
And monitor for that for any mentions of those words. Hopefully, I'll be able to pick up when or if the local authorities contact Mercure Corps.
All right. Well, right now we got to arrange for as fast transit back there as we can. Pretty sure we got ripped off last time we came over here. I wasn't too worried about it because we needed to get shit done. But, well, we'll see if we can try not to get taken advantage of, but we still need to get there quick.
Right.
And I think Dude will rely on Nemo to try and secure transit as quick as possible. Again, he's the talker.
We can try the same approach as before, see if we can find someone we can hire and convince them to try and see that try and break the standing record.
I'll point out the reason that you spent so much last time is that you're in order to go faster, trimming the course is one way, and that brings the travel time down from 6 hours to 3. In order to go faster than that, you need somebody who has an actual spike drive, because in-system drives are only spike drive level 1. So I don't think they go faster than that. I'd have to check that up, but going with that, to ask somebody with a spike drive level 2 or higher to just take you from here to another city is extravagant. To ask them to go as fast as they can, potentially breaking some laws, you're essentially asking for a very, very quick criminal transport.
Yep, that is what we're asking for.
Yeah, and that is how I justified that price being so high.
Sorry.
Makes sense.
Now, of course, I don't remember what I charged you last time.
Several thousand, I think.
I thought it was only 1,800.
I don't remember. At any rate, the absolute main concern here is speed, not price.
It was 6,000 knocked down to 5, wasn't it?
I think so.
Okay.
Maybe it was exorbitant.
Maybe that is a bit high. Alright, so we'll say that the price this time, and you successfully knock him down, is half of what it was last time, and retcon in that it was half last time as well. So this transit doesn't take any additional credits off of your...
Alright, we prepaid.
Essentially, yeah.
Should I still do a talk charisma roll?
No, you succeed on it. I mean, technically you do, and you succeed.
Fair enough.
Because
pay for prepaid transport.
Well, it was also the GM kind of inflating that cost a bit, so giving you the boon. And you can get the same guy somehow doing an hour and a half, probably because it's not exactly a 6-hour journey. Colleen is still out. Hugo and Cap, do you want any spotlight? I'm not going to force it if there's nothing for you guys to chatter about.
No, I think I'm good.
Well,
Okay. Dude
That, and
and
I'm currently besieged by cats.
okay. Dude and Nemo land.
Has there
During the
been
flight,
any transmissions?
there were some transmissions. Mercure Core did come up, and basically a cordial message was sent, stating that they have a Mercure family member, not just employee, in holding, and asking if they are going to, basically asking, do you guys want to send an attorney before we ask any questions? They're doing things a little bit backwards the police way, and actually reaching out and asking, do you want to send an attorney to obfuscate us?
Yes. They're trying to avoid getting into hot water with powerful people, clearly.
Yes. Very much so.
Do I intercept any responses to that?
Yeah, and it's so short that Nemo is able to decrypt it. They decline.
Right. That'll make that's.
Yeah.
Well, he'll relay that information to Dude. This is both a disadvantage and an advantage. The disadvantage being that it'll, of course, make it much harder for me to talk my way in as a Mercure representative. But the advantage being that if I can manage that, then we won't have to worry about the real one showing up.
All right.
Just have to sell them on the idea that the company changed its mind.
Well, I mean, companies change their mind all the goddamn time. Hopefully that won't be too much of a hard sell. What we got to do is make sure that you convince them of that enough that they don't call back to the
Call
company
and check.
and be like, hey,
Yes.
who's this guy you sent? All right. Well, that brings us back down to how much time we want to spend and how much heat we're willing to put up with.
In this situation, I feel that the idea should be as close to flawless as possible.
Well, if they ain't sending anybody from Mercure to pick her up.
Exactly, we should have time. Preferably, the information should also include a contact number that would lead to you, so you can confirm so you would be able to confirm the veracity of my claims.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I read about something like this in some old books and shit that I was picking up.
Saw it in a movie.
Yeah. It's a pretty common grift. What we got to do is make sure that number... Oh, well, shit. I mean, I've been talking to the kid occasionally, but she's still better on these computers than I am. I can build them, but I can't program them. How difficult does Dude think it would be to obtain a temporary contact number? I'm assuming they don't have payphones on this place.
It's not really necessary now.
No, everybody's got a tablet.
So a temporary contact number. Well, I imagine you could discuss this in character, and Nemo might be able to offer an option. Unless Mel does not want Nemo to.
I was going to say, Nemo's the one that posited that.
Mm-hmm. But you're the one that's taken it a step further of getting a temporary contact number.
Yeah, well, he wouldn't want to give his number.
But routing the call to himself would be any situation.
Then it's me being guilty of being vague. Nemo could set up a COM code, which is essentially the phone number, that could be called and would call into Nemo's server. Server.
And then transmit, and then send it, and then transmit it to Dude.
Yeah, it would be just like a call to a local comm unit.
Yes, of course. Okay, in that case, he will absolutely supply Dude with that information.
Okay.
All right. So we run this as a two-man job. One of us you go in. I stay out back, ready for a contact.
And potentially a rapid getaway as well if the opportunity is there.
Exactly. Well, that'll make it a little easier if I only got to provide one ID. If I want to have to prove myself as one of the Mercure people.
Exactly.
I can get you something. And then while you're heading through. Yeah.
Again, I find myself regretting that I did not set aside more time to preparing a new face. Would have been immensely useful at this juncture.
Yeah, well, you ain't kidding. She's the only one that they've linked in their communications to the Raza, right?
What?
I'm asking Nemo.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes. They're. She was also, granted, she was the only crew member that I had been monitoring by name, but while I was monitoring channels using the Raza as a keyword, no other name came up.
All right. Well, I'm hoping this whole process moves at the speed of bureaucracy. Once we get there, I'm going to spend as long as I can working on your new identity again. We'll see if we can get you some better looking clothes. Maybe a nice pair of big old sunglasses. Something that looks like it's professional while still hiding a little bit, at least a chunk of your face.
Solid plan, yes.
And then, well, shit. I need to steal a getaway car, too. Alright. And, Dude is going to begin a 6-hour prep time.
Okay.
For a Mercure legal attaché identity for Nemo.
All right.
Unless Nemo's got another department he wants to be part of.
Nope.
Okay, that's going to take you well into the night.
Yep.
I hadn't set times for any of this, but it was after Colin had finished work, and you guys had spent hours at the library and passively observing. So you were and then an hour and a half transit. You were probably up to about 2 a.m. when Dude finishes. He's done the research that he needs. He has obtained the... Well... Yeah. Lamiera, I already established that Lamiera is a planet that kind of doesn't sleep. especially with such a bright night sky.
Mm-hmm.
So getting the parts really isn't difficult, or the actual pieces that he needs. And come around 2 a.m., he has identification, papers, uniform, or at least the proper badge and
Yeah.
logo.
I was gonna say, like a nice suit.
Right. That is also identified as Mercure. With
All right.
those little pocket emblems and things.
All right. Now the picture that he's put together on this thing looks almost exact. Looks enough like the face that Nemo's wearing right now that it's identifiable as that, but is slightly different enough that he's hoping that any recognition software that looks at that face and is comparing it against whatever might be known as Nemo's face in some database somewhere shouldn't match.
Okay.
So like a person looking at the two will go, oh yeah, that's totally him. A computer looking at the picture and comparing it against Nemo's picture will go, nope, different enough, not the same person.
Now, important question. Is Nemo being represented as a human or as an android?
In the course of all this research and knowing and what we've found out, is being an android a problem?
Being an android isn't necessarily a problem. There are android lawyers, doctors. They have the same skills as normal people. They just don't have the same learning capacity. They do what they're programmed to do, and they don't have personalities.
Right.
Being a human is potentially more problematic.
Well,
In the sense that there'd be, but the problem is that with an identity cover as an android, then he'd be, well, unable to pretend to be human without giving it away.
yeah. Well, that's the problem. How likely are we to think that they would check?
If you're going into a police station, stating yourself as a representative of a major corporation, Dude and Nemo probably both would think that the likelihood is high of a genetic ID.
Well, would
it be possible for Dude to craft? Would it double the amount of workload for Dude to make two separate IDs, one announcing him as an android and one as a human?
No, I could see that being easily wrapped into that 6-hour process.
Then definitely make both.
I mean, the focus is technically allows him to do for an entire party.
Yeah, he could do a whole pile of people. Yeah.
So two identical ones, one being identifying him as an android, and one as a human.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, he would do that. That makes the most sense.
All right.
The his identification identifies him as Kurt de Blasio of the Mercure Legal Attache's office, or whatever their official terminology for it is.
Okay. And I'll throw in that Dude, for the android identity, does also need to create basically a paperwork and trail of ownership. Who owns
Okay.
Kurt de Blasio, the android?
Right. Do does this planet have corporate personhood?
Androids do, actually.
Well, no, I mean, can the android be owned by the corporation?
That's what I mean. Androids in general can be owned by a corporation. It's just
Okay.
part of the programming that they can be owned by a corporate entity.
All right, that's what he would set it as, so that there isn't a single person that they just need to contact, something or other. And the ownership contact information is put on as legal attache's office, head of Android operations, and directed to whatever Nemo sets up as the redirect.
Okay. Is that all under Mercure Core? Or a different... Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm assuming you guys get some sleep after that?
Yes.
It's tempting not to, but I mean, prisoner transfers happen all the time in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm. You could go straight in if you want.
Wouldn't that adversely affect Nemo's performance?
Does Nemo get tired?
No, but he does need downtime to defragment his hard drive.
Okay.
At 2 a.m. I don't think so. I wouldn't penalize a human for that.
Okay.
Is it like 2 a.m. in, say, New York or Vegas, where the activity's still going on, but it is at a lower ebb than it would be during the day?
Yes.
Okay. As an in-character discussion, dudes, I don't know, man. I feel like we got it all set, and this is as good a time as any. If we try to go during the day, we might attract more attention. There's certainly going to be more people in there.
True.
As long as you feel good about going in.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I think the one thing we got to do before we head in is I think I'm going to need to steal a car.
That would probably be advisable, yes.
Because we want something that ain't going to be traceable if we got to make a quick getaway. And if we get to make a nice, slow, leisurely getaway, it won't matter. Personal cars aren't very common, though, are they?
Not really, no.
Does Dude's current fake identification hold up enough to rent a vehicle using it?
Sure.
Okay. As far as Dude knows, that particular identification isn't compromised. And if it turns out to be, he just drops it and goes back to being Dude. Because, I mean, if we're compromised, we're compromised. So, yeah, Dude would want to rent a relatively nice vehicle for the next couple of, a chunk of time, suitable enough for us to have it as either a getaway vehicle or a just drive away vehicle.
Okay. Just like in House Charon, rentals are just like when you pay with a credit card at the gas pump.
Mm-hmm.
You start the transaction and it is open-ended until you close it.
Cool. You get something relatively nice that wouldn't look out of place as something that a corporation would send as a transportation vehicle for someone of relative importance.
Okay. He is paying a little bit more for that, but again, it's not so substantial that I'm even going to worry about how much it costs.
All right. Dude would head to nearby, find a place to park. Dude claps Nemo on the shoulder and says, "Here we go again, man."
Now, remind me, are you going to simply the nearest substation, or were you going to the nice substation?
Were there weren't any calls that I were able to pick up regarding the actual location that they took her to, right?
No, you did not get an actual location. And the chatter on Mercure Core has all but ended. You, at least as far as you can tell from here, there are some transmissions that make it all the way from House Curing over, but that seems like just regular business communication.
Right.
Chatter on the Audrey Mercure line has maintained kind of a sporadic drone.
Let us try let's try the nice one first.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
All right, you pull up. It is a nice incarceration facility.
Sorry, that's just funny. It's a really nice jail.
Yeah.
Like in Paddington 2.
Exactly like in Paddington 2.
Because you totally saw that. Yes.
Oh, yeah. I've seen Paddleton on, like, Netflix. The box art. Seen that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank God! I thought you meant a porn parody of Paddington Bear.
No, but that would be a grand.
No, it wouldn't.
That would just be wrong on all the levels.
Yes, just about every level.
What? You're not into paddles and big lovable teddy bears?
That probably actually is just totally a thing. Remember the variant definition of bear.
I know what it is.
I'm just saying that
Not this
stuff is
particular
out there.
bear.
Yeah. What was that? That was a joke in that Muppets reboot. Fozzie saying, you get some really weird results when you put bear in the dating app.
Wow.
Waka waka.
What were you saying, Nick?
Just saying that stuff exists if you really want a link.
No.
No, not really.
I mean, that's
Nope.
publicly, but it exists.
No.
Absolutely not.
All right, let's let's rein it back in, like you would a bear.
What's funny is the school accidentally showed the porn instead of Paddington Bear itself.
Woof.
Yeah.
Nemo is granted access at least to the public area. He's not denied access. And approaches the desk. It is definitely a secure facility. It hasn't given up on keeping people inside just to keep them comfortable. And there's a pair of Larrys sitting at the desk. One looks up and asks how he can help you.
Sorry.
Bless you, I think.
Cough.
Okay.
All night I've been trying to mute myself whenever everyone is coming. Yes, I am. I'm Kurt de Blasio, legal representative of Mercure Corps. I believe you have Audrey Mercure in custody here.
He asks to see your identification.
Does there appear to be genetic scanners available or nearby?
There are genetic scanners present. He can see that if he were to walk inside, he would be walking past, or not past, through genetic scan. Yeah, not the kind
Okay.
that they just put on your arm, but the kind that's actually the
Yes,
whole body.
In that case, he would provide the Android ID.
Okay. The guy looks at it and thanks him, hands it back, and then
Am I correct in my understanding that Audrey Mercure is currently kept in custody here?
he looks through something on his screen. It says, when is she brought in?
When was it? Like 6 hours ago? 9 hours ago?
About 9 hours ago, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. From what I understand, roughly 9 hours ago.
He shakes his head. Says, nobody by the name Audrey Mercure. Mercure, like from the corporation. He points at your badge.
It's like the corporation I represent. Yes. It is possible that my information to the exact location was faulty. Would you be able to look up in your system where she is being kept?
He nods and says, "Oh, yeah."
Thank you.
And he taps, looks through, crinkles his brow, looks over at the other Larry. Why don't you check? Maybe there's something wrong with my system here. And the other guy does his search, looks up and shakes his head. Nobody from Mercure Corps or by the name Audrey Mercure has been booked.
This is unacceptable. We were informed that Audrey Mercure had been taken into custody from this address at this time.
Let me make a call to head of security.
We were a request was sent. A query was sent to us asking if we wish to provide legal counsel due to a mistake. That request was entered in a negatory. I am here to correct that. If you wish to, if you can contact my superiors directly using the number provided in my AD if necessary.
Look, I've got no booking information. If you think that's a mistake, let me contact my chief.
I am absolutely certain it is a mistake.
All right. He taps his compad and gets on the wire.
I don't suppose when Nemo intercepted that call to Mercury Core, he didn't get the name of whoever was making the call.
He did not. In fact, it's not even certain that a name was used.
Okay.
Nemo does intercept the call that he is also hearing right in front of him as soon as the guy says, has an Audrey Mercure been brought into any stations at House LaRue and booked? Nemo intercepts that.
He's also very much keeping his eye out for anything that might indicate suspicion or someone moving to intercept or arrest him.
Okay. You're welcome to roll a wisdom notice check on that.
Okay. I'll commit processing by hyper acuity as well.
Okay.
And let me know if I need to roll my opposed administer check if they decide to.
You haven't needed to yet.
Really. Yeah.
Oh, neat. The dice bounced against each other.
Yep, there's a 1 there, so I'll just re-roll that.
Okay.
Well, great.
It's still higher.
Twice as much.
Technically, yes.
Yeah, but it doesn't make a difference. Because that 6 becomes a 7, which becomes an 8, which it would have been anyway.
Right. They're remaining fairly calm.
Good.
The encryption on the line kicks in, but once he's finished with the call, the man at the desk who made the call looks up and says, "There must have been some kind of mistake. No Audrey Mercure or anyone from Mercure has been booked in the last 24 hours."
Would Nemu be able to play back the call that he intercepted?
No. Short-term memory, remember?
Right.
But do you still remember now?
But he would be able to modulate his voice to mimic that and relay the exact information in the voice recalled, which would make it appear as if he's playing it back. Correct?
I believe.
Or would I roll a charisma talk for?
For that, it would actually perform.
Can't do anything with perform, can I?
I don't think so. That's one of the things that I
Nope.
left out. Yeah.
Nope, I can't. Well, I'd still like to try.
Okay. The obviously changing face, I believe I even wrote in there, also allows you to change your voice.
Yes.
But that's not something he can do, in 3 seconds here. So go ahead and roll.
No, obviously. But
So
what he's attempting to do is to mimic that he is playing back he's playing back a recording of the call
Okay.
to the officer, saying that must have been some sort of mistake. And he will describe it as such as well. I assure you no such mistake has been made. Let me play back the actual call to you.
Okay, go ahead.
Assuming that is something that an android would be capable of. Or could be capable of.
Could be capable of, yes.
Yes. That's the important tip. So, perform charisma.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look at that.
That is a stellar result.
Nemo does an excellent impression of a tape recorder. For added verisimilitude, he'll even add the negative response from Mercury Corp as well, since he already mentioned that.
The one at the desk says, doesn't it? That sounds like, Bolin. Let me make, another call.
Please do so. We would like to avoid further incidents in this case, and as soon as I can meet with
And the phone rings and
client.
startles the fuck out of him. Holy Jesus. Oh. That's strange. It's Bolin. He taps his calm. And Nemo picks up the first little bit of the conversation here. Same voice that he heard earlier says, we had a bit of a processing error earlier. Should be a Audrey Mercure in the system, but just before it fades out, it actually sounds to Nemo like this Bolin is just as if what he said earlier was an act, he drops it. That's what it sounds like.
Right.
He says someone will keep them there, someone will pick them up. Or keep him there, someone will pick him up. The conversation, what this Bolin is saying continues, but encryption kicks in, and Nemo is only able to gauge reaction or the conversation by the desk jockey that he's looking at, paling a little bit, not significantly, not like fearful, just he's talking to someone of import, and nodding.
Who might not be particularly happy.
Correct, and nodding, and yes, sir. Yeah, the call disconnects, and he looks at Nemo. Says, "If you'll wait here, someone will pick you up to see Ms. Mercure."
Thank you.
And I'll go ahead and pause the session right there.
Yay, cliffhanger.
Dun dun dun.
Yep.